students. Today let's start with the fourth chapter of social science, that is ancient civilizations of the world. In the previous class we have learned about the ancient civilizations of India. So in the previous class I have told you what is the meaning of civilizations, right? Today let's recall it. Students, civilization is the level of development in which people live in a community and a peaceful manner. They will be knowledgeable regarding the lifestyle, they will be knowledgeable regarding the culture, they know what to do, what not to do, and every process of learning makes them more civilized. Today what we are going to learn, I will tell you now, we are going to learn about the four river valley civilization. We are going to learn about four river valley civilizations, the Egyptian civilization, contributions of Egyptians to the world, the Nile River Valley, and life after death and mummies. We are going to learn all this one by one. So first we will learn about the four river valley civilizations. As always told you, almost every civilization, kingdoms, empires are found near the river. The reason for it is, when there is easy availability of water, the life or the existence of human life becomes easier. Because when there is availability of water in one place, automatically the animals start living there. Understand? So the animal husbandry, cattle farming, even the agricultural needs can be met. And the life of human to survive in that particular place becomes very easy. So, as I have told you, every civilizations are supported by rivers. Okay, most of the civilizations are supported by rivers. So now we will know what are the four river valley civilizations. Those are Egyptian civilizations, I repeat, Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, Indus Valley civilization, and Chinese civilization. Amongst all these four river valley civilizations, we have already learned about Indus Valley civilization in the previous class. So now let's learn which were the rivers which supported this civilization to come into origin. Okay. Egyptian civilization was of course supported by the river Nile. Mesopotamian civilization had come into origin with the help of Tigris and Euphrates Valley. Indus Valley civilization, as you all know, it was supported by the river Indus. And Chinese civilization was supported by the river Huanghe. So now we know about four river valley civilization. We will learn about it one by one. So first we will learn about Egyptian civilization. Before that we will see where is Egypt located in the map. Students, if I have to explain you, this is a rough sketch of African continent. We will see where is Egypt located. Students, Egypt is located in African continent, as I have already mentioned. It is located around about the northeastern part of African continent. Where is Egypt located? Egypt is located in northeastern part of Africa. Alright, and Egyptian civilization took birth with the help of river Nile. Egyptian civilization took birth with the help of river Nile, as I already mentioned. And the river Nile stretches throughout the Egypt about 4,000 miles. Understand? I repeat, river Nile stretches all throughout the Egypt for about 4,000 miles, and the land near the valley is extremely fertile with the help of river Nile. We will learn about it deeply in further topic. And the relics during the excavation of Egypt, they have got to know they have got many evidences regarding the Egyptian civilization. So the relics obtained proclaim about the grandeur of Egyptian civilization. What is the meaning of grandeur? The impressive things or something very special regarding Egypt is found during the excavation. As I told you already, during the excavation many things have been found, like huge pyramids, sculptures, the inscriptions, temples, which tells us a lot about the traditions and cultures regarding Egyptian civilization. Now let's learn about the contributions which were done by Egyptians to the world. As I mentioned, they were expert farmers. That means they had knowledge regarding the agriculture, animal husbandry, and they had also knowledge regarding the irrigation. What is the meaning of irrigation? It is the method of supply of water towards the agricultural land. And they had the knowledge regarding building temples. That means they had knowledge regarding the constructions and building infrastructure. Most importantly, they invented the calendar of 365 days. They had invented calendar which consisted of 365 days. How did they invent this, students? The river Nile used to flood every year at the same time. So they counted from first year flood to second year flood. The gap they counted, that is 365 days. This is how they invented the calendar. And most importantly, apart from all this, the art of writing. They had mastered the art of writing. It was in symbolic language, which was minute drawings, which is also called as the hieroglyphics. The art of writing, that is symbolic language, which was very small drawing, which is called as hieroglyphics, which is also called as sacred writing. I repeat, the art of writing of Egyptians was called as hieroglyphics, which is also called as sacred writings. Now let's learn more and go deeply regarding the river valley, that is Nile River Valley. The Nile River Valley extends for 4,000 miles throughout the Egypt, as I've already mentioned, and it is considered as the longest river in the world. It serves as a food. And it also serves as a source of water for maybe drinking, bathing, even for the farming purpose. And it makes the land extremely fertile. So because of this reason, it was called as Heart of Egypt. And during the rainy season, especially during the rainy season, the valley was turned out to be a huge lake. Alright, so what happened during the summer, the valley used to completely dry. So that particular land was made extremely fertile because of this. And the work of 100 laborers was done by the kind river all alone. And after the flood, when it turns summer, the land there was a black soil kind which was left. Because of that, it was called as black land. The black soil was left after the flood when it dried. That is called as black land, which made the land extremely fertile. Students, all the agricultural regions were not near the river valley. So for that purpose they need water, right? For agricultural purpose they need water. The agricultural region which are away from the river valley was supported by the artificial irrigation facilities like canal, wells, etc. So we know that they had advanced knowledge regarding the irrigation as well. So this is what we learn about the river valley, Nile River Valley. Students, now let's learn about the people who lived during Egyptian civilization. The wealthy people or the wealthy citizens of Egypt, that is Egyptians, the peasants, they used to indulge or engage more in some activities always, like especially the artistic activities like painting, pottery and sculptures. Now let's learn about the priest of Egyptian civilization. What was the priest's role? He used to interpret the nature, and his main work was to explain about it. He used to interpret the nature and explain about it. And the most important work of this priest was he was responsible to protect or to preserve the written documents of those times. They believed the life after death. The priests believed that there was life after death. Now let's learn about what is life after death. After a man dies, he has to give his account or a record of his deeds, what he has done during his lifetime to the god Osiris. Osiris is a most powerful god of life and death. I will show you the image of god Osiris. The green skin over his face and chest represents regrowth and rebirth. The green skin, when I show you the picture, just have a look. His face and chest, the green skin represent about the regrowth and rebirth. The life is temporary. According to them, the life is temporary on this earth. We can't live for 1,000, 2,000 years, right? We have a specific lifetime over this earth. We are not permanent, we are temporary. The life on this earth is temporary. And the Nile river was reserved or dedicated for the dead of Egypt people. Now let's see what is mummifying.
The ancient Egyptians believed in several rituals in order to reach the afterlife, into the next world, and achieve immortality. Death was seen as a temporary state, and a dead person's spirit needed a body. So to preserve it, a process of mummification was used. This process and quality of the mummification varied depending on the person's status and wealth. The highest ranks in society got the best method of preservation after they died. Firstly, the body was washed in water and salt. The brain was then removed and discarded, using a hook through the nostrils. The body was then slit open and the organs were removed, except for the heart, which the ancient Egyptians believed would guide the person into the afterlife. The liver, lungs, intestines, and stomach were kept and placed in 4 canopic jars, one for each organ. These jars each featured a lid sculpted as one of the sons of Horus: Hapi, who protected the lungs; Duamutef, the stomach; Imseti, the liver; and Kebeseneth, the intestines. The body was then filled with myrrh, cassia, and other spices, then sewn up together and packed with a special salt called natron for up to 70 days, which prevented the flesh from rotting. After this process, the body was shriveled and dehydrated, so the embalmers would stuff the empty body with sawdust and linen to bring it back to its original shape, oil the skin to soften it, and add false eyes and a wig to make the corpse more lifelike. A resin was used to cover the body to prevent mold, and then the whole corpse was wrapped in layers of linen bandages. A face mask was made to look like the person, then was placed on the head of the corpse, and the body was placed into a wooden case, or if the person were rich, a stone sarcophagus. Mummies would be buried with items they might have needed for the afterlife, including jewelry, clothes, furniture, even pet cats and dogs who were mummified as well to keep them company. The less expensive method for the middle classes, or those who wish to avoid the expense, involved the corpse being injected with oil taken from cedar trees, liquefying the internal organs. It was then packed with natron for up to 70 days and given back to the family. The Egyptian embalmers were so skilled that even today, people that were mummified thousands of years ago still have some recognizable features.
So this was a method how they were mummifying the dead bodies.
Students, in the previous video, you have found or you have known the procedure of mummifying. Now let's learn about it. A body of an animal, as you have seen, the body of an animal or human that has been ceremonially preserved. There are various steps for mummifying. You have seen it is called as ceremonially preserving. They are smeared with chemicals. They are covered or wrapped with chemicals, and they are wrapped or covered with the linen cloth. As you have seen, they are covered with the white linen cloth, and they are smeared completely with chemicals so that it doesn't smell bad, and it is preserved very hygienically. They are specifically designed coffin. They are put in a specially designed coffin to preserve it without the danger of wild animals eating it, as it is preserved in the grave. And the grave of these are called true place. The grave where they are buried is called as true place during their after their death. And small dolls of, as they believe in life after death, near their grave they keep the small dolls of cook, barber, and the necessities during the lifespan, whatever they need, they are kept in the small miniature way near the graves, so that they don't feel that they feel the life present after death.